All right, welcome everyone. I'm Jesse McCollum. Today we're going to go over everything that comes with your RedSabre 1500, how to start setting it up, where you need to connect everything, get ready to go for our first run on the RedSabre. This will also go for the 2000 watt air cooled. It'll be pretty similar to the 2000 and 3000 watt water cooled, minus the water cooled units obviously have some additional steps with either the transformer or setting up your water cooler, which we can cover that in another video. But today we're going to focus on the 1500 and 2000 watt air cooled machine. All right, so let's start off with everything that comes with the RedSabre right out of the crate. First, we've got a bunch of cables. So we're going to have our power and our control for the wire feeder. We'll show you how to hook those up here in just a second. You've got a set of Allen wrenches to work on the machine, mainly to work on the gun and the wire feeder itself, but all the Allen wrenches you need. You've got your safety clamp for the welding side. This is a 10 millimeter poly line for the quick push connect on the back of the unit for your gas or air. All important laser safety glasses. Those will protect you from the laser beam itself. You've got a set of wrenches for working on your liners. With your liners, you've got a longer, more flexible orange liner. This is meant for mild steel, stainless steel wires. You then have a stiffer, shorter black liner. This is going to be your aluminum wire. So it's a lot stiffer to help that aluminum wire not kink. It's also a lot shorter, so you can push that aluminum wire through it. You're going to have your power cable that connects to the back of the machine. We've got door safety switch jumpers. So this is the jumper if you are not running a safety switch for a door interlock. This will be the safety switch that you wire up to your door safety interlock. So with that set up, if you were running the unit inside a laser enclosure, someone opens the door, it'll break this connection, and then that'll kill power to the laser. You've got an extra 5 protective lenses. We'll go over how to set these up in the gun, how to change them out here in just a second. The gun itself comes with the 150 millimeter focus lens. This one is the 800 focus lens, which is for cleaning only. We'll show you how to swap those out too. You've got a computer connection cable, so if you are running a cobot or something like that, this is how you connect it to your computer. It does come with a little USB, little data storage for when we ever do have like a programming update or something for the machine. This is what you'll load it on. You have this nice little tin case. It has all the tips that come in it, what they're used for, what their purpose is. Come in a real nice package like this. We can go over what some of these are used for here in a second as well. You have your cleaning cone, which will come in this little toolbox. You have the keys for the machine. It will not operate without a key, so you have to keep track of those. And then we have our main touchscreen interface. This has a 30-foot lead on it. So this is where you actually control the power unit itself, the laser generator, and then you have a touch screen on the wire feeder itself. This is probably the most overlooked thing that I've seen taking laser calls. So these little copper tips here, they actually go on the ends of these stainless rods that fit into the end of your liner for the wire feed. So this little arm attaches underneath the bottom side of the gun. It angles up like this to the weld tip. So I'll show you guys how to set this up for your first run as well. Everything, all the small parts do fit in this nice little toolbox that comes with the unit, so you can keep it under your desk, up on a shelf, so you have all your extra consumables in a nice spot that's protected. So now we've kind of gone over everything the unit comes with out of the crate. We'll go ahead and pull the machine up. We'll set it up to where we can get a little better shot of it. We'll show you how to hook everything up correctly, how to turn the machine on, get it set up for your first, kind of test run, and also show you guys some just real quick troubleshooting stuff in case you plug the unit in and we're not getting laser output or something like that. It's going to be something in your settings between everything. So I'll go ahead and show you how to troubleshoot some stuff real quick as well. So now that we've seen all the accessories, let's plug in the welder and start laser welding. All right, so here we are with the back of the unit. So we've got our wire feeder on top, our main laser generator here. So we're going to go through, show you how to connect everything real quick, get this ready to plug in and turn on. Today we're just going to show you a real quick, just a power output on the cleaning side. We're not going to go through the full, doing settings and everything like that, but I'll show you how to set up the wire feeder, how to get it set up to the gun, and then we'll just do a real quick laser output just to show you, yep, we're ready to run. So first thing first, power cable. It does have a little lock, so you just push it in, locks in. We can go ahead and plug that into our power. Now, we don't have the key in or the remote panel, but we can go ahead and turn our power switch on. That will not turn the unit on. We still have our emergency stop up front as well as our key. Next, so we're in a private warehouse. I'm the only one in here except the camera guy, but we both know we're running the laser. So we're just going to run the door safety jumper for now. So we can go ahead and plug that in. And these do have, they only go in one way. So you do kind of have to look. We've got our thicker slot here. It's going to go up. We just push that in and seat it. So we seat that in. Next, we have our 3-pin connection, which is going to be our feeder power. So we look, this is our female side. So we'll go ahead and plug it into the back of the feeder. I've got everything still coiled up real nice so it's not a mess. Go ahead, same way. So now we've got feed or power to our feeder. Now we've got our 2-pin connection, which is going to be our feeder control. This is what actually tells the wire feeder to turn on and off via our laser gun trigger. Next is going to be our remote panel. This is for the actual touch screen for the laser generator itself. We get it screwed in. Then we've got our air supply line. So this, you can run compressed air for the cleaning side. You can also run argon or nitrogen for cleaning. For welding, it's going to be nitrogen or argon only. So you'll have to connect this to either your compressed air supply or your inert gas supply, but it's a real simple push lock. Just push it in, give it a little tug, make sure it's tight. Again, it is a push lock, so it comes out real easy. So there we go. Now we've got everything set up on the back of our unit besides our safety clamp. The safety clamp is only used for welding. So for the cleaning side, a first fire up just to test the laser output, we do not need the safety clamp. When we go to the welding side, we'll show you plugging it in real quick and then clamping it to our workpiece. But as of right now, we are ready to put the key in the front of the machine. So we'll spin this around, go ahead and put the key in, turn the machine on, and we'll get ready to make our first under power laser run. All right, so now that we went through how to set everything up on the back side of the machine, we've got our air supply hooked in. Right now, because we're filming, I don't want a loud air compressor hooked up. I'm actually running argon at 40 CFH, just regular argon, nothing fancy through a flow meter. If you are gonna run compressed air on the cleaning side, you wanna supply 80 PSI of clean, dry air to the unit. Like I said, today, due to the noise and filming, we're just running argon. So I got my emergency stop depressed. I've got my key. Go ahead. We're in the on position now. Nothing's happening because our emergency stop is still depressed. We just get a little rotate. Our power light comes on. Machine starts booting up. See our display panel. So right now we are in the laser welding mode. We're going to go ahead and hit this little circle here. We're going to go to our cleaning mode now. So press continue. The unit will ask for us to shut it down. So we can go ahead, turn our key back off, wait for this control panel to go blank. Now that the control panel's gone black, we can go ahead and restart the machine and it'll start up in the cleaning mode. So there we go, machine's booting back up. You're gonna see here, we're now in the cleaning mode. So everything looks pretty good. We've got our laser enabled on. I'm gonna go ahead and turn it off for now because we are gonna work on the gun for a second. I don't wanna accidentally pull the trigger and shoot the beam out when I'm not expecting it to. So always wanna make sure when you're working on the gun or you're gonna change something out, change a lens out, go ahead and hit that laser enable off, and now the gun will not fire the laser. So we're going to go through to our settings page. It is pin interlocked. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now we can see all of our settings. Everything here looks good. We've got a single click on for the trigger. You can do a double click, which will be a 1, 2 for the trigger. Or you can do a single click for the trigger. We're going to do single click for right now. We can go ahead. Everything else looks good. We'll save and return. So now we are ready to put our cleaning nozzle on the gun and make our first underpowered laser run. So let's go ahead, swap out this lock nut off the front of the gun. Put our cleaning cone on, and it just threads on just like this. Now we do have a pilot laser. So that is showing us where our laser beam is going to shoot. It's similar right now to a laser pointer, so you don't want to shine it in your eyes. You don't want to shine it in anyone else's eyes. So you want to treat this like it's a loaded handgun. So always be mindful not to point it at someone, not to point it at yourself. So we're going to go ahead and set this down just for the moment. So on our, it's got all of our laser settings. So right now we're at 20,000 hertz frequency. I was running this machine the other day for a demo. That's not going to be ideal for our cleaning purposes right now. The machine should come stock at 2000 hertz scan frequency. So let's go ahead and save that. All right, so now we are ready to make our first run. So let's go ahead and get all of our safety gear on, all of our PPE. We do want to wear full sleeves. FR rated materials. This is an FR rated welding jacket. You can get flash burn from the laser similar to like a MIG or TIG unit. Always want to make sure that we have our safety glasses on for the laser. And we want to make sure that we have a nice pair of welding gloves on. Do want to double check. So the laser can, on the cleaning side, you can run the 150 millimeter focus lens, which is what the gun comes with stock. Just to double check, that is the one I have in. If you do change out to the 800, which will give you a further away focus distance and a wider cleaning path, what we want to do is go to the settings page again, go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And right here at the top, it'll tell us what lens that the programming is set for. And right now it is set for the 150 millimeter focus lens. If we were going to put in the 800, we would click right there, go down to our 800 millimeter focus lens, hit that, and then it'll load the 800 millimeter focal length programming. So we're only on the 150, so let's make sure we select the 150. We're at our 150 millimeter focus. So now put our safety glasses on and we'll be ready to run our first cleaning pass, just to check our laser output. All right, before we get started, another note of safety. So I've got a couple pairs of laser safety glasses that are rated for this wavelength. And I do that because I run the demo center here in Kansas City for Everlast, and I've often got 2 or 3 people in here doing a demo at a time. So I've got 3 pairs of glasses. I'm actually going to give my camera guy a pair just to make sure that we don't get a refraction of the beam or a reflection off the beam and hit him. So I'm going to pass these to my camera guy, and then we're going to get started. Now that everybody's safe, now let's make a run. All right, everybody's safe. Let's make our first run. So we can see, you guys can't see it on the camera right now, but as I come in, my pilot laser will become sharper and sharper. So it's fuzzy out here. I get into my 150 millimeter focus length, and now I got a nice crisp laser. So let's go ahead, come down, pull the trigger. I've got air, but I've got no laser beam. Remember, I said when we're working on the gun to disable the laser. Let's come over here to the control panel. Now our laser's on, so it is ready to fire. So now we'll come back and we are ready to shoot. So we'll come down, find our focal point. And now we've got laser output. So there we go. There's our first powered run. All right, so now let's say that that is not how your run goes. So you're all set up, you've got your air pressure hooked up, you've got your laser on, you're ready to run. So we go to make our run. Oh, we get about a half second of laser power. It's dead now, it won't fire again. We're not even getting our air supply. So we come over to the control panel and we can see we've got a pressure alarm. So we can go ahead and clear it by pressing OK. Now this is also one of my most common laser calls. So we go to our settings page. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I typed it in wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. OK. We're going to come here to our pressure alarm level. Right here it's on low. If we switch that to high, we're going to save return. Put our glasses back on. Make sure that our laser is enabled. And now pull the trigger and we've got our continuous power. So that's one of my most common calls when someone first gets the laser set up, is that they've gone to that settings page and accidentally adjusted that laser alarm level, that pressure level. And so what that'll do is the machine senses a drop in your supply air pressure and it cuts power. So that's in order to protect our protective and our focal lens. So if you go to make your first run, you get about a half second or a second of laser power. You come back and look and you've got an error. 99 times out of 100, that's your problem, is you had that alarm set to the wrong level. So let's go ahead and show you now, if you forget to have your door safety interlock on the back, let's show you what that looks like. So I'm going to go ahead and unplug it real quick. We'll go back and try to make a run, and we'll show you that we're not going to get output. All right, so now I've got my door safety switch out. So I can hit my reset button. What we're going to do, we come down. I've got no output. I'm getting air. It's showing me that the laser wants to fire, but I'm not getting any laser power. So without your door safety switch, whether it's the jumper or the actual wired switch, if you don't have that in and connected properly, the machine will not output power. So let's go ahead and throw this back in. All right, so now we've got our door safety switch back in. We can reset our door safety OK. Come back down. Now we've got our laser power back. So after a couple months of selling the lasers, using the lasers, those are the two most common first startup calls I get. That, oh, I got my laser all set up. I watched your video. I've got some shared videos with the laser customers that aren't quite out yet. But that's my two most common calls, is I go to hit the trigger, I only get a half second of laser output, or I've got everything hooked up right, I pull the trigger and the machine tells me I'm running, but I'm not getting any output. It's always going to be that door safety switch or that pressure alarm. So this is just a basic run through your first setup on the machine. Let's go ahead and turn it off so we don't have that fan running. I can take my glasses off. But just a real quick basic run through. We have some videos coming where we do like a more detailed run through of the cleaning side, how to set up our wire feeder with the liner, the spool, how to run it through the rollers for stainless steel, mild steel, and then we've also got an aluminum video coming out. But just a real quick run through, first setup, pull it out of the crate, how to get everything set up and make your first run, just to double check everything's running correctly. So hopefully that answers any questions on first setup. Everybody, I'm Jesse McCollum. This is the Everlast Welders channel. Weld mean, weld green.